Mindanao. I'm Diego Castro. With 4 days to go till Christmas, the holiday rush intensifies at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. At the NAIA, the Civil Aviation Authority says foot traffic at the airport has increased to up to 150,000. That's up from the maximum 130,000 passengers daily average. CAAP earlier said it was expecting up to 2.2 million passengers at the NAIA this holiday season. Domestic travelers or Filipinos hoping to fly home to their provinces make up most of the passengers arriving at NAIA. Airport authorities assure they are carrying out regular maintenance checks on NAIA's electrical system. That's to avoid any more power disruption, similar to what happened on New Year and Labor Day. The LTO has started its crackdown against Colorum PUVs and even unruly taxi drivers during the holiday rush. LTO Chief Vigor Mendoza said they have received a considerable number of complaints against unregistered PUVs and taxi drivers who refuse passengers. This has prompted the agency to immediately order the implementation of Oplan Pasaway. Those caught could face a 5,000 to 15,000 peso fine as well as a possible suspension or revocation of one's driver's license. The LTO has encouraged the public to report incidents to the authorities if they have fallen victim to unruly taxi drivers or even Colorum vehicles.
Kahit na, nilagyan nyo na dyan for garage na, taon-taon na lang yan. Kung di natin higpitan, di matututo eh. 90 days, subukan mo. Kung di magutong pamilya mo, ayaw natin yun eh.
On top of the transport strike, jeepney operators are now urging the Supreme Court to block the December 31 deadline for franchise consolidation. Marian Enriquez with the report.
This is the collective call of jeepney drivers and operators led by the group Piston. They're asking the Supreme Court to suspend the implementation of directives related to the PUV modernization program. This includes the December 31 deadline for consolidation. In their 56-page petition, the group asked the High Court to declare as null and void the issuances released by the Transportation Department and the LTFRB. The group cited grave abuse of discretion on the part of these agencies. They also want a temporary restraining order against the year-end consolidation deadline while the Supreme Court hears their petition. Their legal counsel, Attorney Nery Colmenares, said the consolidation mandate is a violation to drivers and operators' freedom of association.
Yung Cooperative Code of the Philippines, ang cooperative, voluntary. Bakit ito biglang mandatory, di ba?
Hindi dapat tayo pinupersa na pumasok sa isang andana na halos hindi kaya ng ating sektor, ng ating hanay, sa hanay ng mga driver at mga operator.
Hindi po kinakailangan na mag-consolidate at ang pahirap po sa milyong-milyong piso na halaga nito na alam nating sa korupsyon lamang napupunta.
Some commuter groups were also among the petitioners. They said that if the consolidation deadline stays, it will render over 140,000 traditional jeepneys unable to operate with their franchise canceled. Transport groups warned about a possible transport crisis by next year, something the DOTR has dismissed.
Kung kulang po ang sasakyan, makikita nyo na ang mga commuter ay gagawa ng kumbaga dangerous road actions. Yung nasa gitna na ng kalsada, maghahabulan, mag-uunahan, sasabit sa jeep, baka mas dumami ang aksidente.
As groups take on the legal route, the two-week transport strike continues. While there are some routes that remain unaffected, there are other areas that are already feeling the impact of the protest, which could be seen as a preview of what's to happen next year if transport groups and the government remain at a stalemate. For News 5, Marian Enriquez, we are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. President Bongbong Marcos vows to come up with more projects for overseas Filipino workers. Speaking during the OFW Grand Family Day in Pasay City on Wednesday, Marcos acknowledged their contributions by sending money to their families, which in turn help improve the Philippine economy. He assured OFWs that the government has lined up more projects and is improving current livelihood programs. The president noted several programs they should seek out. These include financial and management training, enterprise loans, and other financial assistance programs. Several big-time celebrities attended the premiere night of the Metro Manila Film Festival entry Malyari in Mandaluyong. Fans were fully supportive of the film and cast members, most especially towards Piolo Pascual, as this marks his first ever horror film. Pascual will portray the title character Juan Severino Malyari, the first documented serial killer in the Philippines. The veteran actor acknowledges that it's a challenge for him, especially considering he takes on 3 characters in the film. Malyari will be screened in cinemas starting December 25.
To play one character is hard enough. To play 2 more characters, nakakabaliw siya, pero maganda yung script. All the things, the technical requirements, binigay talaga ng producer namin. So, masaya.
Let's now take a quick look at other stories we're watching. SMNI is set to file a motion for reconsideration after the MTRCB imposed a 14-day preventive suspension order on 2 of its programs. One of these programs feature former President Rodrigo Duterte. Infectious disease expert Dr. Ronjin Solante says the JN.1 COVID-19 subvariant may enter the country in, quote, due time. The COVID-19 subvariant is now circulating in the US and other countries. And the UP Diliman campus lights up with colorful lanterns during the university's annual Lantern Parade. This year's theme was Panibagong Lakas, highlighting resilience amid various societal issues. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us again at 11:15 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.